Hey, this is Christy Matthews, online.com, ChristyJMatthews.com. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining me on my walk this morning. It's just a beautiful day. I want to show you my people, my cows. They're very noisy today. Bless their little hearts. Put some nutritious food on my table. Anyway, no, they're not my cows. They're just my people. I come out and talk to them every day. Anyway, but I had a thought that I wanted to share with you. I just did a video called the Turning Point Cash Plan, and if you haven't seen it, I hope that you do. And that's to help out some of my entrepreneurial friends, those who are struggling to make ends meet every month. They don't have emergency funds, they're under financial stress. But I want to talk about the other end of the spectrum. What happens when you get to a point to where you have your emergency funds, you have your 6 months of savings, you've paid off your debt, and you are starting to invest? Do you still watch your budget? Now, of course, when you don't have all of those things put into place, you should watch your budget. You should watch what you're spending money on, right? But let me tell you something that happens is that once you get to a position where you're comfortable financially, there goes a jackrabbit, so cool. Anyway, sorry about that. You do get to a point to where you start to spend your money based on the value that you're receiving. You see, when you're just starting out and you're trying to find that extra dollar or so, you're value conscious in a different way. It's more or less, how low can I get this price? You know, how cheap? Let's use flying, for example. How cheap can you fly? You know, if you're taking a cross-country flight and perhaps you can go ahead and get on Southwest, get that $69 economy ticket and have a one-way ticket from the West Coast to the East Coast, sure, you'll go ahead and endure sitting in those very tight seats and being stuffed maybe in the middle seat because of it's not reserved seating. But in time, when you have all of your Turning Point cash plan complete and you've got that money set aside, what happens at that point? Well, you start buying on value. And this is what wealthy people do. Wealthy people, I was just listening to a gentleman named Ramit Sethi, and he is a money guru. And he talked about this, and I thought that this was something I should share as well. You see, people who are wealthy do look at how much things cost, but they're not looking at things to save money. They're equating how much value they're going to get out of that purchase. For example, let's take the cross-country flight. Let's take that same example. To go from the West Coast to the East Coast to get business class or first class, you may end up paying $800 to $1,000 for that ticket. At that point in time, you have to decide, is the value that you're getting, perhaps you're a jet setter, you're always traveling and being cramped up into these seats for that long of a flight, you're starting to put value on how well your body feels when you're done. And perhaps the next flight that you have to take, or how much time it's going to take you to recover from having to sit in those seats in the first place, right? Or how much work you're going to be able to get done. There are a lot of things that you start looking at and say, well, okay, $800, $1,000, yes, it's expensive, but this is what I'm going to get. I'm going to feel good when I get off the plane. I'm going to feel rejuvenated. I can sit here and get some work done. I have the space to be able to put my laptop out. There's just so many things that we look at when we have value. The other things that happen, and this is a habit that I have been practicing for a long time, is planning out what I'm going to be doing for the year towards the end of the year. In December, I like to plan out what I'm going to be doing for the next year. And I like to plan my vacations and know when I'm going to be going places. This is because I have more of a structured life. My life doesn't require me to travel and have sporadic visits, trips come up, like some of you may. I'm a little bit more structured in that, being a home-based entrepreneur, especially nowadays with me taking care of my mom, I'm more homebound. But I still take a look at my year and determine when I'm going to have to be out of town, and I pay for all of that at the beginning of the year. So when it's time to get on my trips, they're already taken care of. And by the way, if you are looking at how much value and comfort you're going to have, buying well in advance definitely has its advantages. Sure, sometimes you get some last minute deals that are pretty cool, but in general, just for the psyche and the mindset of having all of this off your plate, get it done now kind of thing is very rewarding. So I wanted to put that point out to you. Good morning. I wanted to put this point out to you because some of you might say, well, Christy, I've got all my Turning Point plan done, and we're always told that we shouldn't have to worry about cash. That's a negative thinking, when you finally have arrived. Well, no, it's not negative thinking. That's smart thinking. And wealthy people do that. They look at the value that they're going to get in the dollars that they spend. Because guess what? When you save a few bucks, you buy on value, you have extra to invest into doing other things that you would like to do. So I hope that you got some value out of this little tidbit. And if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you think somebody else will benefit from it, feel free to send it to them. And always take a look at my website if you wouldn't mind. On both websites, I've got tremendous resources to share with you that may help you out in your business. So thank you so much for your time. I wish you the very best. Be well, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.